videos where you have an officer basically they don't have ID, they can't get into a hotel room. To get them the help they need, especially if someone even gets arrested. A lot of people don't know how the justice system works.
But I want someone to actually know them and know that it's legit. 30 years. I started out as an investor first.
I would, in general, be wary of the storefront psychic.
Have a lot of powers.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey everybody, this is David Colmeyer, the Problem Solver. Thanks so much for joining us today. It appears we're doing Thursdays at 6 p.m. now. It's the new time, the new bad time for the Problem
6:20.
Solver.
6:20.
As usual, the goal is to help people solve problems. We talk about people's maybe problems in the past, bring different experts on, whatever we can do to learn specifically about how to solve a problem in the future, I guess. But the bottom line is bringing different people on and sharing their different stories, I think helps a lot of different people. So as usual, the Problem Solver.Vegas is an app that you can add to your home screen. If you have a problem, you can go to the app. You could also call 702-999-1111. Again, 702-999-1111. You can text and call if there's a problem, you need some help, meaning that you got into an accident, you're injured, you got arrested, you need to be bailed out of jail, you have a problem with your house situation where it may be foreclosed, you need a mortgage agent, you need a plumber, you need whatever you need, whatever problem you have, we have a network of problem solvers helping people. So that is the goal, is to help people solve problems. And today, actually, I'm bringing on someone who I did help as well, who had a problem, and we all have problems in life. So the bottom line is I'm glad to actually share a little bit of his experience of working with me and the Problem Solver show as well. So as usual, my great co-host, we have Gentille here, Dr. G.
Hello, everyone.
Dr. G's in the house, my co-host, helping people every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
24 hours, 7 days a week. Yep, that's me.
Instead of a crime solver, a crime fighter, she's a problem fighter. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yes.
So Dr.
Problem fighter.
So Dr. G is a doctor in many avenues.
Yes.
Certified to help people.
I am.
With problems.
I am. Every single problem.
So today we have a special guest. He speaks so quiet. He's normally so vocal. Hopefully he's
I'm letting you lead the show.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm just here.
So today we have a special guest. It's actually a good friend of mine. His name is Wayne Warrington. Thanks, Wayne, for joining us today.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me on. Vegas famous concierge.
Hey.
So Wayne is an interesting guy. I was about to say interesting cat.
Okay.
Interesting guy in general. I think he's. I will share. I think he's a great guy in general. And I was saying that. In life, everyone has different problems. I am not perfect. Gentille is definitely not perfect, Dr. G.
I am totally perfect.
Not perfect.
Okay, don't group me with your issues.
Most of the things that Gentille has done, the statute of limitations over. She cannot be arrested for, so she is clear.
Yeah, so I
She's
talk
good to
about
go.
everything. Yes.
So
7 years is a beautiful thing, isn't it? Unless it's murder, you can't really
expunge that.
Right, yeah.
We're not going to talk about
Yeah, unless you've been indicted and served time for it, and then there's double jeopardy.
Okay.
So you're fine there.
She has a record seal, so you cannot see anything on her record whatsoever.
Right.
It's clean.
With all these lawyers I know,
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Must be nice. Where's my record sealing? That motherfucker needs to be sealed like Area 51.
Well, tell us why? What do you do?
What do I do now?
Well,
sure.
no. Let's talk about.
No?
She's
Okay.
like, well, what do you do? I want to say what you do for later on in the show because that's positive stuff in general.
Oh, yeah.
I think that your past is because Dr. G doesn't know who you are.
Okay.
Your background, and I think it's an interesting story. I think some people would say it's interesting. Some people would it's funny, and we'll talk about.
It was a fucking shit show.
Well, I thought a recent would tie in the past, or the past would tie
I want
into
to start
the
a little
recent,
bit. I
no?
want to start a little bit from the beginning for him, for people that don't know who he is.
Okay, sure.
You don't even know that you're with a celebrity.
Oh God, start with the beginning. So
It's
you were born.
Vegas famous Wayne.
So you came out of the womb at when?
do you remember?
Are we going back that far? Because I can, whoom, you know what I mean?
So do you remember there was a guy that killed like 8 people?
Oh shit!
No.
Here we go.
Wayne. No, I'm joking.
Remember that guy that shut the city down?
No.
Wayne.
No.
Wayne actually started COVID. He actually he did COVID.
He went to China,
He was in
blame
China.
on me.
fucked some Chinamen, and brought it back.
He went to China and brought back COVID.
Oh.
And it shut down the entire Las Vegas city. Now he's bringing it back with Vegas famous concierge.
Oh,
His
gosh.
concierge service.
Okay.
But anyway, so tell us, Wayne.
Tell
seriously,
us.
let's go back. Tell us about you. Where you're from originally. Give us a little bit of background about Wayne.
Okay,
Which I never really got.
I'm 32 years old. I'm a Vegas native. I was born and raised in Vegas, Sunrise Hospital. I was actually pulled from my mom at birth. I was put up for adoption.
Really is going back
Nailed
that
it.
far.
You know what I mean? But anyways,
What room?
so-
What room at Sunrise?
Don't remember all
Okay.
that. But
gosh.
yeah, so I was adopted at 3, and then I've been living in Vegas for most of my life. I've also lived in Texas, Centerville.
Okay.
I was stationed in Fort Jackson, South Carolina when I was in the Army. I went in when I was 17. I was young. And I've lived in Reno. And so after all that stuff, I came back to Vegas when I was like 25. And just started working and I started this job at Perfect Auto. Do you remember who that was?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, they're a pretty shitty company.
No, not Spring Mountain, right?
They're all over.
They're all over. I hope they're not around.
It's like a
They're
franchise.
They're a trash company.
Okay.
So, anyways,
The reason why he says that, by the way, is like it's a company where you would like pull in for a free oil change, and he
Yeah.
would say there's like $10,000 worth of
yeah,
stuff
they're
damaging
very
your car.
just manipulative.
Okay,
They're not very
yeah.
transparent and real.
Well,
with
they
you.
create problems for your car,
Right.
and
Sure.
you have to fix them.
Yeah.
So
Those
they
are the
crea-
ones that work with a lot of the PI lawyers. No, some, not all. Sorry.
So some of them. I'm sorry.
So I started working for the company. Wasn't really feeling it. Anyways, the GM had ran my criminal history and saw that I had stolen car convictions back when I was like fucking
17.
19, 20, somewhere in there. My time in the military was short. I kind of didn't disclose to the military that I had mental health issues. So they found out about that after an incident, and they gave me a Chapter 10
Dishonor.
failure to adapt.
Okay.
It's an other than honorable with honorable conditions discharge. It's a code 3 on a DD 214. So
how
I
many
got
months?
out.
How many months were you? Sorry.
I was like a year.
That's
Oh,
a long time.
I went through basic. I went through AIT. I was stationed in Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
That's not a long time. A year.
but the
But still.
training,
Yeah.
the training
You got
that we
the
went,
training.
dude, like,
Army, right? Army.
Army. Yeah, my MOS was 6'3" Bravo. I was an infantry mechanic, and all 4 of my drill instructors or drill sergeants were all former ODS, which is Operation Desert Storm, OIF,
tough guys, huh?
Operation Iraqi Freedom, and they were all deployed multiple times. Like, they taught us some shit. I pretty
Yeah.
much came out a Navy SEAL. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm no disrespect.
Can you
to the
break
Navy
her neck
SEALs,
right now
but-
in 5 seconds?
No, but I did do Krav Maga training. I learned weapon disarmament. I learned breaching and clearing houses.
Show us how that would look, Gentille.
I learned.
Show it to me.
The show
on
has to-
Colmeyer,
The show has to
actually.
continue as the problems of. I still have to survive.
So-
for the next episode.
I can take over your job.
So anyways, my employer found out that I had stolen cars, and he drove back from California, fired me, refused to give me my check. I got in an argument with him in the parking lot, called him out, tripped out. I was in a bad state of mind
Oh, no.
at that point in my life. Stress and anxiety was overwhelming. I was also born with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. I don't know if you know what that is, but my mother heavily ingested drugs and alcohol when I was in her womb. So the frequency of my mind is sped up. So in moments of distress and anger and anxiety,
Yeah.
I'm like a dragster spinning my wheels. And whenever I pick a decision and go with it, I don't look back. I don't stop. So that's why I take the medications I do. That's why I do the yoga, the meditation, and I take the proper steps to
Okay.
maintain mental health.
Wow.
So I called.
Did you
my-
go to jail for
Well, no. Then what happened was
stealing?
no, I didn't steal anything. He kept my check from me and he fired me. So then I stuck a huge ass dent in the side of his truck, and then I went home, and
I think I knew you then, right? When you
yeah,
went
you
to
know,
the
you
law
did,
firm?
you did.
I don't remember the story now.
And then he sends me text messages talking about, well, you damaged my truck. I'm going to come to your house. And the address on my ID was actually my dad's house. And I told him, I said, bro, that's my family's house. Like, leave my family out of this.
Okay.
He's like, oh, okay. Well, then I'm sure they're not going to mind me stopping by. And I'm like, yo, like, dude, you're pushing the envelope here. I'm trying to leave this shit alone, you know? And so, I fucking started tripping back. You know what I mean? And when I started tripping back, he got scared and called 911. And then I went on and
Did you get arrested?
no, not at that point. Then I
Okay.
kind of like did some. I did some
Snap?
What'd
dumb
you
shit.
say to him at the end? What was?
Was
Do you
at
mind
the
saying?
end.
What did you say to him? What was the threats or?
There was really no threats at that point. The threat came whenever I did like the Facebook Live video,
But this was the same story in regards to making it was a bomb threat.
So I'm at my house a couple of days later, and I'm like, I go on Facebook Live and I make a video and I tell him like, yo, I'm gonna blow your fucking businesses up. Like, fuck you. I'm not gonna hurt anybody, right?
no, yeah.
Because my goal wasn't to hurt people.
Sure.
My goal was to cause property damage, which would have led to investigations, which would have shut down the locations, which would have costed him money. That's what I wanted. I never wanted to hurt any innocent person. That's not cool. Property damage, even now, that was immature and stupid. But in the moment, I was just like, dude, I want to make this dude pay, especially for threatening my family.
Yeah.
So he got scared. He called Metro. Metro investigated the Facebook Live video. They took the video to the JTTF, which is the Joint Terrorism Task Force. They analyzed it, and Metro asked them, like, is what he's proposing, are these explosive dangerous? And they're like, yes, he can, like, he knows what he's doing. He can really hurt the facility or whatever. And everybody's under this impression that I was trying to hurt people, but that wasn't my thing. That, you know what I mean? And that was just a pointless thing to argue when I went to court.
Oh, okay.
So 2 days later, after I post the video, the feds surround my house, which is what you guys have a clip of. And I went on Facebook Live again. And I knew that I was just like, again, I just wasn't in the right state of mind. I was
Angry.
I was angry. I was stressed out. Like, so I get fired from my job. My roommate gets fired from his job for rear-ending the second car in 2 weeks in the company truck. This is the end of the month. Rent's due, and we don't know where we're going to come up with $2,000 for our rent. You know what I mean? So, like, stress is just like, ding, ding, ding. My mind's racing, and just wasn't good. So the feds came and surrounded my house, pulled me out, and I had a standoff with them for like 20 minutes. You know what I mean? And
oh, my goodness. Weapons? Did you have weapons?
No, I didn't have any weapons.
Okay.
I was unarmed.
So we have a link. Let's look at the first link. Basically, I think it just shows
a little
looking
clip
picture
of
of
it.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
look.
don't I look great? I don't look like I've been up for 72 hours at all.
So how many years ago was that?
That was back in 2017.
Okay, 2017. Okay. Was there anything else on that link below or no?
Yeah, you're still young. You do
18,
look pretty
19,
good in there, though.
21, 22, 30. So it's been 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So the second link, which is kind of interesting.
Well, he's in his early 20s, you know, so yes.
The second link is
You're
so
erratic and crazy. and
I wish we actually had the full. I thought the video was interesting. What I will share with you is that the second video, we had part of it because it made the news, where basically he goes live, which is very interesting because of times have changed in regards to policing and also, you know, citizens, people having, you know, FaceTime and social media platforms where they can go live. So when this situation happened with Wayne, he decides to go live on social media when SWAT was around the home. So could you imagine, right? You got, how many cops would you say surrounded the home?
Probably about 20.
oh, my God.
So there's 20 cops around the home, so he's facing
And a
live.
helicopter and Metro. It was the FBI, the Joint Terrorism. Yeah, I sent it to you. It was the Joint
got it all,
Terrorism. Okay, it was the Joint Terrorism Task Force. It was Metro. It was the FBI. And yeah, man, it was a shit show.
The crazy thing about it is, I always remember, which we're missing a story, which shows the other side. Wasn't like a few weeks prior that you chased down that burglary suspect?
Oh
the
yeah,
guy?
I have that
I missed
award
part.
too.
He got an award by Las Vegas Metro Police.
I got an award. Yeah, a month earlier, I got an award from the Metropolitan Police Department for subduing a suspect that initiated an officer-involved shooting in my neighborhood while committing a series of burglaries. So I come home at 2:30 in the morning. I'm doing my concierge thing. Clients had fun, whatever. They're at the club, and I'm seeing these two Metro officers racing down Blue Diamond. I lived on, at the time, Blue Diamond in Buffalo. So I see him, and I'm coming down Buffalo. So I see him racing down Blue Diamond. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? Well, I look over to my right, and I'll be damned if there isn't a helicopter circling. Now, prior military experience tells me I know how ground units, air units operate. I see them circling in small patterns. So they're looking for somebody. I see the ground units turn left onto Buffalo. Like, okay, they're flooring it, I'm flooring it, because that's really close to my house. They turn off, I go straight, I make the next right, I pull into my neighborhood, I go to pull onto my street, and when I pull onto the street, the helicopter's circling in my cul-de-sac. Now, when I say cul-de-sac, I mean my street went down, it made a left elbow, and then it made another left elbow, and then it ended. I was here, the suspect was here with the helicopter overhead, so I went upstairs, and I checked on my girlfriend, you know what I mean, make sure she was cool. I grabbed my dog, and my dog was so fucking excited. I had a half blue nose pit, half German Shepherd. And I was like, Jitsi, you want to go get the bad guy? Let's go get the bad guy. You know what I mean? I was excited. So I run back downstairs. I'm like, babe, lock the doors. I go out, and when I go out, I hear the air unit giving them demands like, suspect, stop. This is Metropolitan Police Department, yada, yada. And I sick my dog on his ass. So Jitsu, with no hesitation, went straight after him and just started smashing. He takes off through one of the little alleys between the streets because it had like you would have to go this through the neighborhood, but you'd have these alleyways with the yellow pole standing up where cars couldn't go through, but people could walk. Okay, so he took off down that. My dog took after him. I took off after my dog. Well, he goes to hop a gate. Jitsu tells me what backyard he went into because she chased him accurately. I hop that gate. I run across somebody's backyard. I go to hit a wall that's like 5 feet on my side, but 20 plus feet on the other side of a drop. Hit it, boom. Chase him, look up. I look up, I see him turn in the corner on the apartment, chase after him. I run past an NHP squad car, and I'm like, NHP, we have a suspect in the neighborhood, right? Hoping maybe he hears me. We run across a construction site that's being built, and they have all their lines up for their plumbing and their electrical. He goes to jump over a ditch. He trips. I see the line given the light by the air unit, and I tackle him to the ground. I put him in a rear naked choke, and I put him to sleep, and I just start fucking just hitting him. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? And then the ground units, like 30 seconds later, they arrived after air unit had dispatched the location. So I get an award for that. 1 month later, they're surrounding my house. Now I'm the suspect. It was a shit show.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
That's funny. I mean,
It's a funny story because I knew the story about that.
Yeah.
Now I'll share with you when I was working in.
were they lenient with you because of
Hell
what
no.
happened?
They didn't know.
Listen, let me
They
tell
didn't
you
know.
what my attorney told me, okay? Because I got indicted in the state, and I ended up getting 2 to 6 years. Then the feds turned around and they indicted me on another case for me shooting guns in a gun range that I legally worked at as an independent contractor while being a registered felon because I didn't get enough time in the state. They doubled up on me, right?
Oh, shit.
So when I go to see my federal public defender and I'm sitting there and I'm like talking to him, I'm like, bro, why are they indicting me over this shit? He's like, because you committed cardinal sin. I said, what do you mean? He's like, what you did threatened their power. They said you could have murdered someone and law enforcement would have had more respect for you than what you did. By having a standoff against them, by making terrorist threats, by threatening the public, they declare you an enemy of the state in their eyes. They have absolutely nothing for you. Totally understandable. Not mad about it. And you know what? Given where I'm at now in my life, given the knowledge and the wisdom and the experiences I've gone through, I really don't regret any of it, even though it was shitty at the time.
Okay.
So, so that answers your question about did they go lenient? No, they didn't go lenient. They were trying to grill me like a grilled cheese. Yeah, I did like 6 years.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, so you just came out?
Yeah, not long ago.
Oh, wow.
I've been out on the streets like a month.
No way.
Yeah, and I've already got my company back established. I'm at a house. I got saved up for a
wow.
car.
From,
everything.
from that, it's funny. My life's in a circle, but how much time did you do from that incident?
6 years.
No. I got 2 to 6.
Oh, okay.
So given Nevada statutes, it was
You got 2,
what
right?
was it was 26 to like 64, something like that. I ended up doing 2. Then I immediately got transferred because I had a federal case. I got transferred into federal custody. Oh. So I went from Clark County Detention Center, to High Desert. From High Desert to the feds in Pahrump to get indicted. Got convicted, came back to High Desert, went to Southern Desert, finished my time, got paroled to my federal case, went back to Pahrump, got sent from Pahrump to Oklahoma City, to Grady County, Oklahoma, back to Oklahoma City, out to Beaumont, Texas, where I did my time in Beaumont USP.
Oh, wow.
And
Well, Beaumont is minimal security, isn't it? Or low security, I'm sorry.
Beaumont is a complex. It has a low, a medium, a
okay.
camp, and a USP.
Yeah, okay, yes.
USP means United States Penitentiary. It is...
Which
and
one
like,
were you in?
I was in the USP.
Okay.
If you were to Google Beaumont USP, it is one of the deadliest prisons in the United States.
Okay.
It is a high-profile, maximum security United States disciplinary federal penitentiary. It is where the fuck-ups go to fuck up more. They put me in the worst prison ever, and we argued mental health issues at my sentencing, and they acknowledged it. They said, "Okay, you have a history of this. We get it. We get that you had a mental breakdown. Okay, We get that. So where do you request that you want to go? Because in the feds you get to request. I said Phoenix or Lompoc, which are both mediums. If I were to go there, I would have received a lot more help when it came to like mental health. That's just not where the dominoes fell. I ended up going to Beaumont. Wow. Like when I was at Beaumont, there was this 22-year-old kid, never done a sentence his entire life. First fed case for like 6 grams of cocaine and a pistol, just being in the same vicinity. They got him with guns and dope. And they put him in one of the most dangerous prisons in the United States, and he's only doing like 2.5 years. It's like, bro,
wow.
This is a place where I would wake up in the morning and I'd walk out of my cell and my neighbor would be the number one blood on the entire west coast of the United States. This neighbor over here, he's just some chubby kid, but his uncle runs the Sinaloa cartel. That dude right there is an enforcer for the Mexican mafia. That dude right there embezzled $400 and something million from the United States government. That guy over there, oh, he's just a gangster disciple from Chicago, but he's got more bodies underneath him than a cemetery. Like, it was real. I did time. Okay, you ever watch the movie Blow? Okay, you know the dude Johnny Depp is getting his coke from?
Yes.
Okay, I did time with that dude. He got indicted 40 years ago. He's doing a life sentence.
Oh.
He literally had over $2 billion worth of cocaine in a warehouse, and the feds got to him because of the interstate commerce effect. It was a serious environment.
Yeah.
Like, stabbings happened every day. Fights happened every day.
Wow.
Like a couple years ago, we had 10 deaths in 8 months, and the yard only had 1,500 people in it. Do the numbers of that. Your odds of being stabbed were like 1 in 100 and something.
And how long were you there? In Beaumont.
I did like 2 years there.
Okay.
Total.
I had a friend there.
Yeah.
He got transferred somewhere else. Yes.
It's a crazy yard. It's a crazy yard. It's like this, right?
Lawyer?
No.
A billboard lawyer?
He's not a lawyer.
Would you like to share?
Look, I'm gonna just say this, right? Just because this is gonna go live and like I own a business now and I'm very transparent and I'm professional.
Yeah.
This shit isn't like cool, but it's so interesting and it's a learning experience because you are living an entirely different world that nobody gets to see.
Yeah.
Different policies, different codes of conduct, different just vibe, different. You ever walk in a room and you can literally feel the tension behind something's about to happen because of the emotion that humans are creating in that vicinity? It's
I can
insane.
only imagine.
You can literally feel it.
Yeah.
Like cops know when something's about to go down in a prison, it gets quiet
Yes.
because everyone's like, "Oh shit, here we go. It's about to go down."
So what did you do? How did you manage it, or survive it, I suppose?
You just fuck, man. You go through the motions. Like on the streets, you have presidents and mayors and governors. In prison, you have shot callers, lieutenants, sergeant of arms, and everything's separated by race. Like, I'm a white guy, so I fell under white politics. Under white politics, I can't eat with blacks. I can't eat after blacks. In some places, I can't gamble with blacks. Everything, I can't ever be sold up with a black person.
No.
There's just, and it's not my belief, but I'm not bigger than the program. I do these things, and I risk my life.
It's that system that's in place.
Right.
Yeah.
If I do these things, I risk my life. Like, it's not a joke.
It's crazy.
You sell up with a black dude, you're getting beat off the line. Like, you're going to have 3 white dudes jump the shit out of you and try to kill you. Like, it's not. I went to bed multiple nights listening to people carve knives out of their beds, listening to people sharpen knives above me on floors above me on concrete. Just like not even knowing, like you just hear.
Yeah. And the guards can hear all this,
hours.
right?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
They don't
but
care.
they don't do anything.
All the guards wear stab-proof vests.
Oh my goodness.
Like it's like you'll be walking on the yard and going to like the chow hall to go eat, and something will happen in this building over here, and you'll hear over the intercom. It'll say, "All inmates, stop your activity. Lie down and remain on the ground. Shots will be fired. Lethal force is imminent. And if you don't get down, you're getting shot." It's serious. It's not.
It's like a whole bunch of animals in one place.
It's like a war zone.
Yeah.
It is. And it's like you have to be on your toes. You have to be a parent. You have to watch body language. You have to understand the environment of when people are setting people up. And whenever you start seeing all the races, the whites all over here, the blacks all over here, the essays all over here, you're like, okay, something's about to go down because everyone's grouping up. you know.
Did you have to fight?
Yeah.
You did?
A couple times, yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah, you do what you call like having to put in work.
Okay.
Like, we don't...
Like prove yourself kind of thing?
It's not so much yeah, it's prove yourself, but at the same time, it's like prison politics. When you're white, we don't allow child molesters or rapists to walk the yard.
I heard that, yes.
And so when you have people that have that on their paperwork hit the yard, the administration can't check their paperwork and discriminate against them because now it becomes a hate crime. So they hit the yard, and we have our attorneys get on Pacer and look it up on Pacer, like, hey, what's this dude in here for?
Really?
Is he in here for telling? Is he in here for raping a kid? What's he in here for? Their attorneys will get back to the white dudes and be like, hey, that dude's got to go. And when your number's called, if you don't do it, now they're going to hit him and they're going to hit you.
No way.
Because you're not proving your worth and you're not willing, you don't have the heart to go. So,
and the lawyers know that? The one that's giving out the info?
Yeah, they know all the politics. Like,
and they're a part of it? Like they can't just refuse it?
It was so fucking vicious that SIS, which is Special Investigations, would have rats, would have people telling on other inmates, and the cops would then turn around and tell other inmates that the inmates were telling, and then they would have them knocked off the line.
Oh my god.
It was insane, bro. It was like,
wow.
Okay. Like why'd he just get hit?
Wow.
You know, the bottom line is it's definitely not a fun place to be. I mean, I'm sure you could make a movie, you know, just
You
that.
could.
Let's show the video. Chase, there's a
Fucking
video
nuts.
of the news showcasing Wayne, if you don't mind showing that one.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
show
yeah,
him
let's
that.
see that.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Apologize, our
And
engineer
then,
is slow
I mean,
today.
will you share with us like the worst thing that happened to you there? Whatever that is, you know, if you want to share it. I don't know. After your video, if Chase can get it together.
Yeah,
So-
I've been ready.
Oh, okay, go ahead, baby.
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll see if we get Facebook sound. Here we go. Right here.
Live. Video has changed the way citizens and officers interact, from Facebook Live to body cameras, and it's a dynamic that's not going away.
I'm going to stay on Facebook Live because I have every right to do that. I have every right to film and record anything that transpires between me and the law enforcement.
Officers were at Clinton Warrington's door, and he invited the world in on social media to watch the standoff.
I'm talking to you. You want me out of my house to detain me.
Metro Police say they were after Warrington because he had posted a previous Facebook video credibly threatening to bomb several stores he used to work at. Our 13 Action News crime and safety expert Randy Sutton says the rise in video technology like this cuts both ways. For cops, body cameras increase officer accountability. Sutton says video can also cause trouble for certain personality types.
You get morons like this who want their 15
Morons.
minutes of fame, and they're willing to do the most
Can't be mad at 'em.
ridiculous, stupid, moronic things and put themselves out there in the public eye.
During an arrest like Warrington's, Sutton says the Facebook Live is little more than a time-consuming distraction for officers.
Make the air unit go away. Everybody go away.
Every police officer is aware that everything is either susceptible to being videotaped or they're wearing a camera themselves. So it's not a big intimidator for cops, I can tell you that.
Warrington's Facebook Live lasted for 20 minutes. Officers wrote in his arrest report that he voluntarily exited his home and they took him into custody. At police headquarters, David Schumann, 13 Action News.
Jeez, trouble.
Yeah,
Look at
shit
you.
show. Nah.
Trouble.
It costed me a lot. Like,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
listen, like it.
But you were young, you know, and
By the way, you know, what's interesting is we never really spoke about
emotional.
it.
You were young and emotional.
So I was working at Las Vegas Defense Group, you know, helping people that got
He was
arrested.
the first one to comment on my live video.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Don't say anything.
Did you watch his live?
What was funny is I'm watching the video live. I'm inside.
Because you knew him, right?
Yeah. So it must have popped up, and I think live was kind of new. And I was like, oh, shit, man. I can't believe this is happening to this guy, you know?
Oh, God.
And I like Wade, and I'm like, oh, my God. You know, I just couldn't believe it. But during the video, he's like this. He's like, which is actually funny what he says. No, so I'm actually retired from New York City Police, but I was a Henderson cop, right, as well. So on the video, he's live. I'm watching, and I'm telling the lawyer, I'm like, I actually was asking a lawyer, Michael Becker at the time, and I was asking, hey, could you go out there to the scene, you know, to help out, you know? And I was trying to, like, you know, it was an unusual situation. And I think he wanted to go out. And anyway, on the video, he's like this. He's like, I know retired Chief of Police David Kohlmeyer from the Chicago Police Department.
Oh, no.
And he's here live. He's watching
Gotta
live.
give shout outs, right? Shout out to DK.
He's like Chief of Police. Like,
Oh, no.
He said, what did you say? You said,
Tripping.
He said Chicago. I was like, wow, I'm Chicago.
So-
I raised rank now. I'm the chief.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, you just said David.
And you said his name.
I'm like, oh
And
shit.
like, he was lied to.
So I couldn't believe it. But, it's definitely an unusual experience
Oh,
because,
my God.
right, like, FaceTime and FaceTime Live did not exist years ago.
Yeah.
And now I have this guy, like, calling me out while SWAT is around the house.
How many views did you get, if I may
That's a
ask?
good question.
Couple
They took it
thousand.
down at the end, right?
1,000. Of course.
No, my ex took it down off my Facebook.
But there's he had the whole video at one point in time. I feel bad we
Okay.
don't still have it. Anyway, but it is interesting these times with policing, right? People go live. I think that even if you Google like gotten killed and they've been live, which is crazy just with our times with technology.
3.7 thousand for News 13.
Okay.
2.8 thousand for another one.
Well, the problem with some of the live stuff is people are incriminating themselves.
Yes.
True,
You know?
true. I mean, they
lot of
probably
it.
did they ever use it in court?
No, they didn't really need to. They put it in paper version.
All right, so tell the story now. We're going to show what's going on with court, but share an interesting story. This court situation happened after I showed up to court, right? That was an appeal, right? The video.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell the story of what happened, what you were trying to do, and then you asked me to.
So let's lead up, okay? I get out.
Because I've never done that before, since I was a cop. I never did it before, but I was.
Which, by the
that's what I've
way,
done there.
I owe you my life for that.
I feel like I didn't do anything at the end, but share the story.
You know what?
Betsy doesn't know the story. It's kind of interesting.
okay.
You know how many people I've seen
Tell
in
me.
court that go to court and they're like about to lose their life and their family doesn't show up, their friends don't show up. To show up to somebody in court is like to show up for them in the hospital. It's extremely appreciated. To write me a letter and to like get that envelope under my door when I just watched a dude get butchered and I've been on lockdown for the past 4 months. I haven't been outside. It's
big
like it changes your whole day. You know what I mean? Small things. You just don't understand how appreciative.
Okay,
I
I'm
am
gonna
of that.
write. I'm gonna write my friend.
So,
I've been debating.
so
Yeah, so explain
let's
what
catch
happened
up.
in court
I get
and we'll show
released.
that,
I get released from police custody. I go to the halfway house. Halfway house. My mom's terminally ill with cancer. I request permission to go see her. They deny me. COVID. I tell them, "Fuck you. I'm going to see my mom. She only has a couple months to live." I go back to I didn't leave. I didn't abscond, but I came back to the halfway house, and my hours didn't match up that I was supposed to be at work with when I was out of the halfway house. So they sent me back to prison for being unaccountable in the community. My mom died 13 days later. I do the rest of my halfway house time in custody. I get out. I'm out 2 months. Now I can't go to the halfway house and I have no money. I have nowhere to go. So I'm homeless. So now I'm like bouncing hotel to hotel, sleeping in hotel bathrooms, fucking taking pictures on the strip for like tips, trying to make $150, $200 a day just so I can get a hotel room to have somewhere to sleep at night so I can do it all over again the next day. Month goes by. I finally get to live with my brother. And then I wasn't on my medication. I wasn't doing yoga. Again, I was in an extremely stressful situation, blah, blah, blah. And I got into an argument with somebody, and they called and told my PO that I threatened to kidnap him and take him across the border. Again, my mouth got me in fucking trouble. So they sent me back to custody. Well, due to Tapia versus United States, you cannot impose a term of imprisonment or lengthen a term of imprisonment on a defendant due to rehabilitative needs or treatment. You cannot sit there and say, we're going to give you 13 months so that you can go get psychological therapy or because we want you to take this drug program. Prison is not supposed to be utilized as a means of rehabilitation, but as a last means of resort in the event that an individual is not conforming to their supervised release or cannot control themselves in society. Understandable. I made a threat, but the reason why you gave me the sentence violated Tapia versus United States. So we appealed the decision. When we appealed the decision, we won in the Ninth Circuit. My attorney did a phenomenal job. It was an accident, and it was like, okay, so then I was remanded back to court to be resentenced. By this time, I was almost already at the year that I had been given. So the judge just gave me the same sentence that he gave me when I got there, and I ended up being released on March 1st. So what you're about to see right here, it's a 20-minute long video. I don't think...
We'll just show a quick clip, and you could just tell us what happened. You can narrate it. But
Okay.
when I showed up, you asked me to come to court. What was that for? That was for appeal.
That was for the revocation hearing.
Okay. And what?
That was for the
basically he
violation.
asked me to show up to court just as like a character witness, but they seem very much against me, right?
Yeah, because you were a cop that showed up on behalf of a criminal.
They were like stopping me from trying to speak. Explain. I didn't even understand all of it in general. But what was your take on it?
He didn't even ask you the right shit. He just asked you your name, what you did, blah, blah, blah. He didn't say, how does Mr. Warrington contribute to Las Vegas legal network? What is Mr. Warrington's personality like? How is he with customer service? How is he with dealing with people? What are positive traits that you see with Mr. Warrington? These are the questions I needed his stupid ass to ask you, and he didn't. He kept it very
The only
minimal.
thing I made a comment they allowed me to speak was I said that I don't believe that him going back to jail is going to help his situation. I believe that mental health, maybe therapy would help his situation, but it's not gonna change his situation by going back to prison. If anything, make things worse. I think that was the only thing that really I was able to get out. Right,
pretty much.
So I don't really think it helped. I think the judge
like
basically
a
just
witness,
did like
right?
Yeah, like a character witness. I just felt as a cop for 17 years, basically that. But they really were stopping me for trying to speak, right?
Oh, interesting.
They
felt like, who am I? Like, I'm not certified. I'm not this. I'm not that.
Law and Order teaches you a lot about hearings, believe it or not. A lot of people think that shit. A lot of that shit's fake, but a lot of it's actually real. Just the stories in the script isn't real, but the variables involved of law and what can be said and things like that. That stuff is very real.
He's very intellectual in regards to speaking about it. You almost become a lawyer because everyone's talking about like case law, right?
Dude. You know how many times and not only that, I read at a post high school level, pre-college, somewhere in there. So I'm able to understand legislation. I'm able to understand like the United States sentencing guidelines and the United States Code and things like that. So,
Chase, can you play we'll just play quick the third video there.
Play the first Play like the first 7 minutes of it. This is when my attorney steps up and she speaks on my behalf.
So just narrate a little bit as we play it. Narrate.
Is that when Dave was there?
No, this is the Court of Appeals hearing.
I wonder if I can get the video of me being there. That'd be interesting to have.
You can, but you'd have to request it from the court.
I'm gonna go ahead and let it roll.
Okay.
Let it roll.
Let it roll.
Thank you, Chase, for letting it roll. We hear people.
Good morning. May it please the court. Amy Cleary on behalf of Appellant Clinton Warrington. I first want to thank the court for expediting this appeal. This case
Great.
involves several sentencing errors that we asked the court to remand on. I'd like to focus on two of them, the Tapia error and the district court's failure to calculate the guidelines.
No audio.
And then permissibly to address this court's published decision yesterday in U.S. versus Nacida, which would impact the remand. Congress, through 3582, made clear that district courts cannot impose or lengthen the term of an incarceration simply to promote rehabilitation. But that is exactly what happened here. And we know that because the Supreme Court made clear in Tapia versus United States that when a court even possibly suggests that the term of incarceration is built on rehabilitation, that is plain error. This court, on remand from Tapia, and I'll refer to it, this court's decision as
just
Tapia
kind of
2,
explain what's going on.
makes clear
So we have
that
to
the
watch the whole
very
thing, but
language that the
as it's
district
going,
court
narrate,
used
just tell us
here
what's going on.
was used
She's pretty much explaining to
in
the court the
Tapia,
justification why my case should be overturned.
Okay.
She's stating this is the
And
reason.
and what court is this? Appeals?
This is the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in
Ninth
Sacramento.
Circuit Appeals.
that the
in
sentence
Sacramento,
had to be
California.
sufficient to provide needed correctional
So she basically
treatment, which the
trying to
court
state
determined
why.
RDAP program
Yeah, you can
required
cut the
under
video then,
California
because
drug
people are confused about what it is.
You want to unplug it or?
No, not
She's working on
unplugged. Just the
Okay.
video. Just the video.
Just the video?
Yeah.
All right, so bottom line is they go to appeals, and what happens?
We won.
Okay.
They decided to overturn my case and remand me to custody to be resentenced.
Okay, and then you go back down to the local court.
Mm-hmm. And they gave me the same sentence they gave me.
And what's the reason why?
Wow.
Basically, they're allowed
Because, well, honestly, I'm glad that they didn't give me an upward departure because the government was arguing for 18 months on the resentence instead of just giving me the same 13. And it was even the marshals and my attorney that told me stepping up and speaking to the judge and acknowledging and taking responsibility for certain things and addressing the court the way that I did saved me from not getting that 18 months.
The bottom line is that the stuff's over now. I mean, I guess
it is.
You know, so we have different super fans. We have super fan Steve would say, "What's the problem that we're solving?" What would you say? I mean, basically, we could say, you know, you got to be careful in regards to what we say, you know, in regards to employers when we leave. And what would you say?
I would say for my particular situation,
for other people that may be going through tough times, working in places.
Mental health, man, being able to stay in control, being able to communicate appropriately, being able to problem solve, being able to look at a situation, analyze the variables of that situation, and focus on what is the most productive and effective outcome for all parties.
Okay.
So whenever I was in Beaumont, I read this book called The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. And I recommend everybody reads that book. It's about 400 pages long, but it gives you the entire psychological breakdown of human behavior and fear and PTSD and chemical exchanges in the body and the brain, and how fear and trauma affect the body, both neurologically through neuroscience, developmental pathopsychology, which is developing an illness in the psyche, and there was one more, interpersonal neurobiology, which is how your mind becomes rewired. So you consistently deal with the stress that you deal with every day, the kids, the job, the this or that. You're rewiring your chemical exchanges in your body to allow you to assess situations and how you can deal with it.
So you would say get mental health therapy,
yoga, yoga,
meditation.
meditate. You have to have, I don't give a shit what you do or how busy you are. Fuck the world. You are going to be the only one on this roller coaster ride until that shit comes to an end. So you need to take an hour or two a day, and you need to do what makes you fucking happy.
Yeah.
Give a fuck if it's video games, drawing, writing music, going on a bike ride, playing with your kids, playing with your dog. Do things that heal that stress and that trauma so that you start to rewire those inappropriate connections appropriately back into the brain, so that you don't make mistakes like I did, so that you don't sit there and trip out because your mind is so accustomed to trauma and stress that that's all it knows.
Yeah.
They've come to figure out that immobilization is the characteristic that caters to trauma the most. Not being able to do something in a situation when you feel harmed or trapped is what causes PTSD.
Yeah.
And excuse me. And by putting me in prison, it pushed me in some ways even further into that until this last year that I did. And most of the time I sat in solitary confinement. And back to answer your question earlier of what was like the worst thing ever, I got tricked into hitting a white gang member. I'm an independent. Independents can't hit gang members.
Okay.
Or the gang puts a green light on that independent. So now, if I'm ever in a situation where I face going back to prison, I have to face that entire gang organization that's trying to literally kill me because I harmed one of their people.
Was that right before you got out? So they weren't able to get to you?
Less than a year ago.
Okay.
So I spent the past from late July to January, I spent in solitary confinement, and I read that book.
Oh, okay.
And I wrote music.
So that saved your life too, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It was like a blessing in disguise because
Yeah.
now I wrote music, Vegas Famous Wayne music, and now I have songs recorded, and now I'm sending stuff to Death Row and Sony and all these people I know in the industry, and I'm getting a lot of good feedback.
Really?
Yeah.
So you gave us two songs. We're going to play the songs, right?
Oh, okay.
Is it video too?
Nah, just song.
Okay.
Go with Fight Night, because if you want to hear something real dirty and like, if you want to hear the male version of WAP, go ahead and play Trick or Treat.
Okay.
Well, the two songs you sent me, we'll play both songs, right?
Is it a rap song?
Both of them,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
But the lyricism is just, ugh.
Okay. Yeah, let's hear it.
So do you want me to pull up the SoundCloud here, or do you want me to just play it over the...
You could, yeah, I guess.
The
But there's a
SoundCloud.
picture as well, right?
Yeah.
There's a picture there.
Go for it.
Okay,
Alright.
sure.
John T's
Which
going
one
to
we
help
doing?
out, right?
Fight song.
Ooh, he got knocked the fuck out. Shouldn't have been talking all that shit. I mean, I don't think he's ready. You ready? We step in that cage and throw them things and bang. Here we go.
Keys Cartel got that heat.
I stay ready for the bite, I'm never focused on the bark. Dropping bombs like Tony Stark, knocking lights out till it's dark. Martial arts are made of colors, I'm Picasso of the hearts. Leaving bodies on the canvas, unconscious from where the hearts. Always fighting for the finish, never waiting on the cars. Pressure's busting pipes are making diamonds out of stars. You better be quick, bud, so you do not slip up. Get tripped up and mixed up, or picked up and flipped up and dipped upside your noggin with your face down and feet up. Supernova skills, you're about to feel the heat of. If I hopped on a treadmill, you still couldn't keep up. Talking all that shit, I'm begging Dana, let us meet up. Actions are your words, and that cage is where you speak up. The challenge is the top, chances are I'm gonna peek up. I get busy in that box, make the people pull a seat up. Peak and profit, portions promise, someone sponsor, stand to greet us. I just wanna go far, so I can have a better day. off. Slaughterhouses in these cages, I'm the cow, they want the beef off. Lighting up my candles, I'm the cake, they want a piece off. Because I am the shit, I'm the scoop, they want a heap off. You wanna call me, y'all just yell my number, I got bingo. Yo, no habla español, but you can see me on Domingo. I'm deadly in that cage, call me cancer, go to chemo. Vegas made in Vegas paid, I rep that shady, yo, here we go. You scared to stand and bang? I'm here to pull the trigger. You on the outside looking in, I'm on the inside looking inwards. Focused on my craft like Bob the Builder, building bigger. Match me with any fighter, swipe me right like we're on Tinder. I bounce from place to catch the fade, just call me Tigger. I just know I'm here to eat, oh hey waiter, comes my dinner. When I hear that it's all over, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Sinners turn to saints, I'm in this cage to be a sinner.
I just wanna go far, so I can have a better day. I just wanna go far, so I can have a better day.
All right.
All up in your shit like flipping porta potties over. Damn. All up in your box like Lucky Charms, I'm chasing clovers. Ooh. All up in your record like the papers in the folder. That's right. All up in your business like a worker, I'm the closer. You couldn't whoop the batter inside Martha Stewart's kitchen. Let's go toe to toe like athletes for the mission to get you finished. Closed mouths are never fed, open mouths are getting kicked in. Open mouths will get you twisted, closed cages leave you twitching. I'm checking off the greatest while I'm chalking up these wins. When I kill the competition, Lord forgive me for my sins. I'm looping up loose laces cause the fight game is a trip. Then running through the competition like the Casper in the mist. They say that it ain't over till the fat lady gets singing. I say that it ain't over till your bell has started ringing. Unanimous decisions, not a thought that is worth thinking. Flipping through the finished film to see how fast these fists been flinging.
I just wanna go far, so I can have a better day. I just wanna go far, so I can have a better day.
Very cool.
So I recorded that.
I was gonna ask you. Yeah, where?
My buddy Jeremiah Rios.
Okay.
He's a Grammy Award-winning engineer. He coached me through that.
Yeah.
That was my first time ever recording a song, and I did it in 45 minutes.
Oh wow.
But this was
and
like
that's
2
when
weeks ago,
you
right?
got out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just recently.
All right, second song.
Awesome.
How many songs have you done?
I've done 2.
Okay.
But I got to go back and there's just.
It's good. It's good.
I was learning.
I like the beat.
Whether people like
the
it,
beat
dislike
was-
it, I mean,
the beat
basically you
was
created
cool.
a song and.
Well, the
you
thing
got beat
about it
going
is that I lease the beats off a site, and I didn't realize that doesn't allow me to own it outright. So now someone can come and purchase exclusive rights to that beat, and I can't use it. So now what I need to do is I'm going to take those lyrics and apply them to a different beat or remix the beat so that it becomes original and I can buy it outright.
Oh, okay.
Beginner's mistake. Didn't know any better. You know what I mean? Like I'm new to music. I've never done music in my life.
You know, whether people, even some listeners may
Well,
think
your
that.
friend should have known.
They did, but I'd already bought it before that. So they're like, look, spit the lyrics to it, get in the studio, showcase it, and then if you need to go back and monetize and change it so you can monetize it, then do it. I can have it. I just can't make money off of it.
Now, you wrote this song while in prison, right?
Yeah. That's what started everything, because like 2 years ago I wrote that song, and I wanted it to be my walkout song because I've been a martial arts practitioner since I was like 16. And I wanted to fight MMA, and I wanted to walk out to my own music. So I wrote that, and I held on to it, and just didn't write anything else. Well, when I was in Beaumont USP reading that book in the hole, I'm like, man, I'm fucking bored. I'm in a box 24 hours a day. I don't even get to come out. You know what I mean? For like a box, like from here to that wall, here to that wall. My shower's even in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm like, I just want to write music. Can I make another one? So then I wrote 2 songs. Then I wrote 5. Then I wrote 15. Now I've got 29 songs written.
Wow, that's good. Well,
How many songs do you have?
It's 29.
29 songs.
Kept you sane. That's good.
Yeah.
29 songs total that you wrote in prison.
Yeah. And like a
Where's the second song? I thought you
texted
texted me the link.
I did. It should be the SoundCloud that's underneath it.
We've got 2 things of Fight Night here.
They can't
2 things of Fight Night?
Yeah.
How'd you send it to me? Let me.
Is it? They're both Fight Night?
Yeah.
The sound.
I could have messed up maybe.
Hold on. If I send it to you right now, will it go through?
Send it to me the.
Got it. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. Copy link.
Meow, 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 meow,
Meow,
meow.
meow. Fuck yeah, run it. Trick or treat. Sent.
Send it to me?
Yep.
Okay.
Meow, 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 meow.
This picture looks like Gentille.
Meow, meow.
He's got a picture of you,
picture?
Gentille.
Fat ass.
Everyone has a picture of me.
Dude, I don't have a picture of you.
He said.
Can I get
No. This is the picture.
Sure,
This is a
plenty of
picture of
pictures.
Gentille
Let me see.
on a Saturday night in Vegas. It'll show when he's doing the song.
I couldn't use her face. I didn't get permission for
'Cause
that.
she always says that
but
she
I
has-
could use her ass.
She always has
so.
wigs and stuff like that. So
What?
This is Gentille, and then the song is gonna be Wayne's second song.
It's gonna be Trick or Treat.
Oh,
This
really?
I'm all for the viewers. If you want,
she
listen.
doesn't
You
even
want
know
some?
that, she doesn't even know that I gave the photo of you.
This is fucking music.
Oh, is it?
What I
is
did was he
fucking
needed.
music.
He
Let's
needed.
see. Oh,
he needed,
God,
he
let's
needed
see
a
this.
photo.
This is
to
strip
match the
club
song.
ass
Oh,
shaking.
really?
I'm trying to get some
Here,
pussy.
here we
music.
got. Here we got Gentille.
Oh God, I wish my ass was that pretty.
Did you see them titties? Boy, I'm saying areolas. But I eat that pussy. You eat that pussy? All day, every day. Gotta eat the pussy. If you ain't eat pussy, what are you doing?
Dirty.
Dirty.
Yo, Vegas famous Wayne music. I tell you, I love pussy. The best option is to beat it. Beat that pussy up. That pussy still ain't finished griefing. You tell her you love pussy, and yet you never eat it. Halloween is every day. I choose to trick or treat it. Kick her out the door, tell her that her Uber's leaving. Give her dick so good, like a dope she'll be fiending. Give her dick so good, all her DMs get deleted. Give her dick so good, she's a fan that I keep screaming. One man's trash becomes another man's treasure. One woman's pussy is another man's pleasure. I get deeper in that pussy than the yardstick and measure. Make her rain from the pain, call that pussy stormy weather. She's straight when she's dry, but she's by when she's wetter. She's busting all the pipes, guess that pussy comes with pressure. My hoes start with H's, call them Haley, Hannah, Heather. I love that pussy tight, like new Jordans laced in leather. That pussy's so damn tasty, it won't need the salt or pepper. I'm eating out that ass, claiming never have I ever. Never have I ever thought that pussy could get better. Never would I ever turn down pussy, that's not clever. Ooh, that girl nasty, I like the way she move it. I told her I'm the one, she said like Jesus, I should prove it. I told her bring her friend, she said like Nike, I will do it. Now we're in the bedroom fucking like the rabbits getting to it. I tell you, I love pussy, the best option is to beat it. Beat that pussy up, that pussy still ain't
Hell
finished
yeah.
griefing. You tell her you love pussy,
I had so
and
much
yet you
fun
never
writing
eat
this.
it. Halloween is every day, I choose to trick or treat it. Kick her out the door, tell her that her Uber's leaving. Give her dick so good, like a dope she'll be fiending. Give her dick so good, all her DMs get deleted. Give her dick so good, she's a fan that I keep screaming. Have I told you I eat pussy? I love it at its wettest. Slip and slide inside that feline, licking kittens is my fetish. Make her pussy soak the sheets, leave her shaking like she's restless. My goal's to kill that kitty, leave her body feeling breathless. Ooh, no we didn't, but oh bitch yes I did. Like to feed the homeless shelter, I feed that kitty good. Like playing PS5, she keeps her hands on the sticks. This popsicle ain't pickle, it's known to be a prick. Two pump jump ain't in me and I stay focused on the clip. But I only give the best dick to the chicks who film the flicks. Busting open pussy like I'm tearing up a Twix. Not coming is a problem, I'll show up and bring the fix. It's money over bitches until money don't suck dick. It's money over bitches cause the bitches make you rich. It's money over bitches cause the rich will take your bitch. It's money over bitches cause them bitches need a tip. I tell you I love pussy, the best option is to beat it. Beat that pussy up, that pussy still ain't finished griefing. You tell her you look pussy and yet you never eat it. Halloween is every day, I choose to trick or treat it. Kick her out the door, tell her that her Uber's leaving. Give her dick so good, like a dope she'll be fiending. Give her dick so good, all her DMs get deleted. Give her dick so good, she's a fan that I keep screaming.
Man, my innocent ears can't take it.
Oh, is that what they are?
Innocence.
Right.
Virgin
Ooh,
ears.
that's dirty. Oh my God.
I know.
Yeah, you were in lockdown for a long time, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that no pussy in like fucking 9 months. I was like, I need to write about this.
Streaming.
I think
about
this song
pussy.
should be good for Gentille for like, you know,
For what?
if you do a show, a
definitely stripper
reality
music.
show.
Really?
It should be your song.
That would be my song, Walking
yeah.
Out?
Yeah. You know, I could see, honestly, like a strip club or something, I could see these songs
Yeah.
being played.
That'd be good.
The question is this. I have
For
no
sure.
clue about this stuff. I mean, I hope that you're successful with it in general. It just seems tough in general. I mean, everything's not easy, but if you have some good mentors, I have no clue about the music industry, how that works, where you're making money in general. I mean, do you feel that they're guiding you well?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because you make
'Cause
money
I'm
off
clueless.
sales, merchandise, shows,
Got it.
YouTube views. Once you become big enough on TikTok, you become an influencer. You start to monetize that.
I mean, the TikTok, you know, we know for social media and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
just making songs and making money, I guess if you have
It
someone
takes
who likes
one
it.
hit.
Yeah.
It takes one.
I mean, I give you credit for doing it, whether people like the song or not. The bottom line is, I think it's good. I mean, I give you props for basically just doing it, you know. And
Dr. Dre's son, Curtis Young, he does Artist Insight. So he'll check your song out for $500. And I'm like, fuck it, worth it.
Yeah.
Send that. So I'm gonna send it to him, and
I really don't know anyone.
You have to pay $500 too
for him to listen to it.
Oh God!
But I mean, he's Dr. Dre's son.
Yeah, that's a good gig.
Right? Right? Hey, pay me $500. Let me hear your fucking song. So I mean, I just got that in the mix, and
That's cool.
I'm trying to retire in like the next 90 days.
Oh.
I'm trying to get that one hit and
so
go.
let's jump onto
It's
one
totally
of the last.
possible. You know,
So one of the last things I want to talk about, Vegas Famous Concierge.
Right.
We're gonna pull up your app,
Cool.
and
which was done by your guy Greg
Geller. Basically, shout out to Greg Geller.
Shout out to him.
Let's put on the app. Talk about what you're doing right now. We got about 10 minutes left.
Cool.
Regardless, I want it to be all about Vegas Famous Concierge. Tell us what you do. We'll showcase the app as you talk us through.
Okay, so I've been in the nightlife industry. I mean, even whenever I was behind the wall doing time, I could still call people and book stuff for people like
Really?
halfway across the nation.
No way.
Yeah, because my contacts were that deep.
Were you getting paid?
Nah, but I would just do it just to keep it along, you know? So I've been in the nightlife industry since 2012, and I started out as a strip club promoter for Hustler, you know, one of those guys. Ditties and kitties, you know? And then I got in with Exotic Limousines that was owned by John Snyder. And then I worked my way up to Benny Munoz, who owned a concierge company as well, and he mentored me, and then I split off and created my own company. I do everything. You come to Vegas and you got the family with you, cool. We're going to do some go-karts, maybe some gun range, some golf. We're going to do some fun stuff. You come to Vegas with a group of bachelors, okay, awesome. Let's go see some titties. Let's go party in the nightclubs. You come to Vegas for adrenaline. We're going to go race exotic cars, and we're going to crush a car in the parking lot while you drive a tank and shoot guns and all types of cool stuff. I love what I do. I'm a very transparent individual. I love to provide my clients with the best experiences. When I sought out and gathered all of my affiliations with these companies, I sought out the best experiences based on freedom, not even really pricing, just like freedom, availability, customer service, and just overall how, if I didn't spend my money there, if I wasn't willing to spend my money there, I'm not going to damn sure promote it and put it under the umbrella of my company and advertise it for somebody else or to somebody else. So being a Vegas native, living here, I know all the ins and outs. I know the loopholes and how to save people money. It's like this. Vegas is a college, right? And every club is a fraternity, and you're trying to get into that fraternity, but they don't know you, but they know me because I'm the mascot.
Right.
So now you get to come in with the mascot, and I'm the buffer and the negotiator between you and the fraternity. Yeah. And they're willing to do things for me because I've helped them and brought money to their table so that they can eat. Absolutely. And they've done the same for me. So it's been reciprocated. Yeah. So whenever you have that buffer, you get a little more edgy and a little more, you're able to get things that you wouldn't get if you directly went to them.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys can check out my Instagram at Vegas Famous Wayne. That's going to have all videos and fun stuff and pictures of everything I offer. I don't care if you're trying to fly in on a private jet with armed private security, tier 1 operators, and have a bulletproof Escalade pick you up on the runway, or if you just need recommendations on where to find the cheapest hotel, contact me. I love helping people. A wise businessman told me that you will always make more money on the back end than the front end, and you will always do better in business whenever you help people, to genuinely help people instead of trying to squeeze a penny out of every single person. So I understand I got to make money at doing this. However, if you contact me just real quick, hey, I need advice with this. Where can I go for this? Where can I go for that? Okay, boom, I got you. This is the best location for that, and here's why. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're asking me for a restaurant, an exotic car, how to get somewhere, where the bathroom's located in the north end of Bellagio. Right. Like, I spent 1,500 hours walking the strip and learning it. Awesome. Knowing where everything is. And the thing about it is, too, is that, you know, Las Vegas Boulevard evolves and changes so much. You got to stay updated on it, because you leave and come back 6 months later, it's not going to be the exact same.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's funny you say that, because I was a VIP host with my own company for 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah. So I know exactly what you're doing.
Right.
Yes.
It's fun.
Yes.
I get paid to party, but there's a lot of professionalism that comes into it.
Sure.
Communications, networking, marketing, sales negotiations.
You're everything.
You're everything.
You're everything. Yeah.
I even show up with my clients. I walk them in. I make sure everything goes smooth for them. And it's like, It's cool.
You're still young, so you can definitely, you have the stamina.
I am a man.
Yeah, I can't do that. Yes. I had to switch careers because I'm like, I don't want to be 60, walk into a club. Come on, Shanae,
But
follow
you look
me.
so good. You could still do it.
Honey, I go to bed like at 9 p.m. now.
Understand.
I can't even stay awake for the opening of the club. Yeah, so.
So by the way,
it's
one of the
okay.
things I wanted to do
Toss it to you.
to help Wayne, we actually created an app for him because I wanted to basically help him try to get some
The
business.
app is so badass.
So basically, Vegas Famous Concierge, and then what happens? You can just scroll down Instagram, limo party, buses, exotic car charters, the yachts over at Lake Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Gun range, gentlemen's clubs, day pool, nightclubs, go kart, exotic car racing, fun with friends, media, helicopter tours.
Legal
The best
help.
thing is legal help, right? If you need to get bailed out.
Right. Come on vacation, just don't leave on probation.
Yep. And then basically he's got everything set up, which is great.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I think that Wayne, it's funny. I actually think he's very engaging on social media. A lot of times he goes live and
Social medium.
Yeah, no, he's always talking to people and stuff like that,
Yeah.
girls, different people, and just funny stuff.
I'll
And
be
it's
hitting on chicks in a pool and marketing my company at the same time.
good.
Like, what's up, ladies? What y'all doing in town?
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
But it was funny
Very
one
creative.
time. He thought, what was the story with the locals? Remember I gave him some cash one day. I said, here's some money, and he went out. He's like, I was feeling good today. I want to give out $100. He starts talking about the company. So he thought he was giving money basically to like some random stranger.
Okay.
You know,
What, do
someone
you remember-
visiting Vegas.
Visiting Vegas.
Yes, I
And
remember.
the guy was
I was at Beer Park at the Paris.
and the guy was a local.
It's a fucking local. And he was like a general contractor for like a commercial. I was like, whatever, I already committed to this.
What was the story? Like you gave $100 to
Give
the guy, but
$100.
what'd you say? Just you wanted to give $100 to somebody.
Yeah, what was it? I
Were you
was
feeling good for the day?
Yeah, it was something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I was
Like
just,
a fundraiser or
yeah, I was
something?
in my- not
No,
even a
he was
fundraiser.
just like on social media. Just it was kind of engaging. And he was giving $100 to somebody. Like, hey, it's Vegas, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
And then and then all of a sudden he thought that the guy was from Nebraska. And they're
Yeah,
like,
because I didn't
where-
gather info before I got it. It was literally just all raw.
She's like,
It
where
was
you
like, what's
from?
up? I'm here with da 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 da. I mean, I asked him. I was like, are you gonna? You mind if we do a video real quick? And I'm gonna give you $100. And he was like, yeah, sure. So then I'd already committed to it.
Yeah.
Then when we did the video, I was like, he's like, oh well, we live here. And then I was like, oh, okay, great. And then I ended the video and I was like, so what do you guys do here? Like, oh, we're general contractors for a commercial company. I'm like, you didn't fucking need $100.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
By the way, the one thing that we need to do, since it's been a while, we need to hook up again the VegasFamousConcierge.com to the app, which we have not done. It was like that a while ago, so I need to reconnect that to you.
I need
So-
to do that whole site. I don't even do that because Greg's app, you don't utilize phone battery and you don't take up storage in the phone.
Okay.
So it's better than
Yep.
a website.
Well, what I like doing is Vegas Famous Concierge. Like,
Yeah.
like what you should be doing is you tell people VegasFamousConcierge.com, and then they'll add it to their home screen, and then the app is there. But you forward the domain to the actual app because right now you're telling people Instagram and stuff like that, which is cool. Most people follow people that way.
Yeah.
But you actually could send the app to people, and you tell them to add it to your home screen.
I bought the domain name.
So VegasFamousConcierge.com.
I have it.
It'll get linked to your app, and people can add it to the home screen, especially if they come into Vegas.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about? So basically, if someone comes to Vegas, they should call you 24/7.
I
Yeah.
swear.
Just be careful,
I
though.
swear I'm a great guy.
No, just be careful. Don't cross the line with certain things.
With
Because I know what people
No,
ask for
I
or
don't do none of that.
request.
I don't do none of that.
No?
No, hell no. I don't do none of that.
Good. Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah.
If it ain't legal
That-
beagle with the schmiegles, I ain't doing
That's
it.
a danger zone. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I don't
just
do
be
none of
careful
that.
with that. I mean,
That's
I did everything.
That's actually a good billboard.
Yeah.
He said
Legal beagle with the schmiegles.
With the schmiegel.
I have a bunch of ugly motherfuckers at the bottom. Like, don't. No. Well, I just made that up.
I like that.
Because when I had my company, I did everything.
Of
I just
course.
never got caught.
Of course, yeah.
Everything.
Statute of
I
limitations
provided
over for
everything.
Gentille.
Hell
Yes.
no! Hey, if my supervisor release officer is watching this, I promise you, we're not doing none of that.
She used to,
You know, I'm doing too good right
she
now,
used to
bud.
she used to pimp out good-looking guys like yourself on the strip.
I did, yes.
Did you?
There was a market for everything. Yeah. Oh, you want me to pimp you out now? Oh, sorry.
We're on-
Oh, okay.
Not pimp me out. Jeez, way to make me sound like a whore. Why not just be like, we can offer your physical
Dude,
appearance?
Men
not doing
love
no
being a
gay-
man whore. Oh my God, you guys are y'all
You could set
love that
You
shit.
could set that up.
There's a saying, why have a wife when you're living the life?
Yeah.
Got it.
That's
All right.
that's what
Anything
they
else
say.
you want? Well, listen, I appreciate you being honest and allowing to share your past. I think
Thank-
people that
thank
hear
you,
your
Wayne.
story. I mean, look, mental health is a real issue, And the bottom is, I think also with COVID, a lot of people are home and suffering from mental illness. And the truth is, even as a police officer these days, it's not really the criminals, the bad guys. It's people with mental health issues that basically have issues.
It is.
And so a lot of police have to deal with people with mental health issues. It's not a fun situation for anybody that's suffering mental health. Definitely people need to get help. And most people don't know, but you can call in Vegas 211, which is United Way. You could ask for mental health. There's free mental health available. And most people don't even know insurance and so on. But if you go to the hospital, there's all kinds of places. We can call 211 right now and basically say, look, I'm suffering from mental health, which would be a good test, which I think we should do as well before I would just want to see, like, it was a good test for people.
Fuck.
So did you know about 211?
Mm-mm.
Well, let's get you some help, honey.
Yeah, he has help.
I'm good.
Oh, you're
He's
good now?
I've never been in a more peaceful mindset my entire life.
Oh, okay. But you're taking your meds, right?
Thank you for calling.
And I'm going to therapy and all. I'm doing
Para
that.
español,
He's good.
oprima dos.
Oprima
Please
dos.
note your
What
call
is
may
that,
be monitored
611?
or recorded.
211.
If you know your
211.
party's
Let's see.
extension, please dial it now. All other callers, press 1.
Let's see what they say.
And speaking of, I want to touch on mental health.
Remain on the line.
Let's see.
and one of our call
Hopefully they pick up. I don't look
Am I going to
funny.
take a test right now?
our calls are answered in the order they are received.
I just want to see what they
There's
say.
going to be a psychological test right now.
I'm
Fuck.
going to say my friend
And
John T.
the person who's asking if I'm single, well, I'm single sometimes.
on Wednesdays.
Depends on who's asking.
I'm asking. But I'm asking.
Oh.
Wayne's in love.
Sometimes.
I will take you out to like delivery food. What's good?
Delivery food?
Yeah, it could be nice. It could be
Oh, is that
fancy.
like Netflix and chill kind of thing?
Nah, Netflix and fuck. I don't bullshit.
Oh, God. Okay, thank you.
But we could go out to dinner.
That's very sweet of you.
We could be
That's
nice.
very
You could do
thoughtful of you.
dinner.
You know?
He's always. This is another problem solver.
Yeah.
He's always caring like
so
you.
thoughtful. I love y'all, man. You guys are amazing.
Love you, men. Love the way she said that. There's a little bit of fuck you in that. Love you, men.
This is, so if I'm suffering from mental health issues and I'm calling this number,
You
it's gonna
are
take a little too
suffering
long.
from issues.
Hey, I want to touch on one more thing too. All this bullshit about fucking guns, anti-gun. Like, listen, man. Let's remember two things here, okay? For one, the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and secondly, the only thing that stops a bad guy is a good guy skilled in violence.
A good guy skilled in violence.
In violence, you got to be violent in order to subdue somebody. Shit ain't nice.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? You got somebody trying to punch you in the face, you got to fucking pick them up and slam them on their shit.
Yeah, good point.
It's not nice, but you got to do what you got to do. It's like, you want to take my gun from me? Cool. Take everybody's fucking gun. Make sure we're all on the same playing field. Because human nature plays such a role in control and being tyrannical movement and things like that. Like, put us all on the same playing field. Don't take my guns and then tell me you can have one. You got me
Right.
fucked up.
Right.
All right, so listen. I guess you have to wait a little bit longer than I thought, but 211 is United Way. I'm sure during the day they're quicker, but if you need mental health, 211 is United Way. Also, 311, which is not emergency, people can call.
Okay.
And one thing I'll share with you, which a lot of people don't know, is if you call 911, you say you're suffering from mental health issues, they will actually send a CIT officer. I'm not sure if you know that's called Crisis Intervention Team Officer.
Oh, that's cool.
Only issue is that they're in uniform, which is probably not the best for people who may be suffering from mental health issues.
Right.
But they are more trained to basically help people because they went for training. And most
Really?
Las Vegas Metro Police are CIT certified. Even Henderson and North Las Vegas, they try to get everybody in the academy CIT certified. So even if there was a motorcycle cop nearby and someone suffering from mental health, they can go there. Most people just don't know about the program.
Interesting.
That's awesome.
So
But anyway.
So if you have an episode, you can just call.
Yeah, I mean, basically they're going to get you help, but it'll be different. But
Yeah, but what if you have to be on hold like that? For
well, this
like
is 211.
20
311 and
minutes,
911 is
you know?
different. It's interesting. I haven't really played with it in a long time, but I'm sure during the day it's a little bit better. Superfan Steve basically said, if you call 311, you'll be dead waiting for hours.
You already tried, huh, Steve?
He also showed me a nice picture as well. This is what you get when you call 311.
Jesus.
Show my booty.
So,
oh, yeah, I just like that pussy on the side.
Oh yeah, no, it's the pussy.
Yeah, it's just,
No,
show
do
it to him.
you like the pussycat?
It's pussy.
The pussy. You like
See?
pussy in the
You
picture?
like the pussy on the side. That's
the
all.
pussycat in the bottom left.
Is that her?
That's me. Yeah.
All right, so listen, Wayne.
That's nice.
We're getting we're getting to another level. You have to come back for another time. But anyway, appreciate you on the show. Appreciate you being honest.
Thank you.
I really hope
Thank you
that
both.
I really hope that in regards to the music does take off. I know it's not easy. So basically,
Hell
be strong,
nah.
be positive in general. Like it takes time for a lot of this stuff to take place.
Yeah.
Maybe we could send. What would be good for Wayne, which I wanted to set up. Which we got to be careful talking about this. We need, while you're gone, about the Lake Mead and the body situation They found the body in the barrel. I think you were gone.
Yeah.
This happened. They
No,
found
he
several
doesn't know
bodies.
about it. Yeah.
I wanted to start a jet ski, but you need to go for a boating license. I want to do like a jet ski tour where you look for bodies in barrels, but technically not legally allowed to look for bodies because it's criminal activity, you know, the criminal and archaeological past.
Yeah.
Without a license through the federal parks.
state?
You got some interesting fucking ideas, David.
Really?
But while you were gone, I offered a $5,000 reward for
Oh,
a
I
second
saw
body
that.
in the barrel.
And they discovered all these bodies in Lake Mead. You know that, right?
By the way, they just uncovered
eight
Actually,
bodies,
I thought
right?
I thought it was 6, but some body parts
Oh,
were
6?
split up a
Oh,
little bit.
okay.
But there's really technically they say it's 5 bodies, but they just figured out one was a North Las Vegas man that drowned 1975 just came out I think 2 days ago. I think I sent you the video. So, but the body in the barrel was shot in the head. They don't know who it is. Around 1975 to 1980, there is a $5,000 reward, and I'm trying to get maybe a local attorney that will match the reward to $10,000 if you find. Technically, you have to be a certified diver to basically find that body in the barrel.
That's cool.
Because the thing with DNA, we're going to figure out who does closure to the case, get justice
Well,
for people.
with the lake decreasing as rapidly as it is, it won't be hard. You don't even have to dive that far now.
True,
You can
true.
just probably
There's
just walk in there.
There's over 75 barrels, but nobody knows what's inside the barrels. But it's deep. So what's inside the barrels? A little bit of a conspiracy.
So we're going on a treasure hunt for dead bodies?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yes.
By the way,
So
we'll go together. Actually, we need to get like our boating license.
For sure. I got to do is got a wake boat.
It's like 5-6 hours. But the thing is, you need the jet ski to be the lower section.
We got a jet ski.
I got a rowboat.
I wanted to add
help
this
y'all
too. For my concierge service, my stepdad has a Jurassic Park Jeep. He has a Sea-Doo and an RV that he charters out all three.
She does a lot of she does a lot of things with RVs.
So the Sea-Doo thing is.
What do you mean? What do I do with RVs exactly?
She's always out in Pahrump. She's like, I'm at this RV. You know, no.
I have land in Pahrump.
Then she says she's got
but
real
I don't
estate.
have RVs. Yeah.
You might know my sister. She
Yeah.
lives in Pahrump.
Oh, really?
Shannon Warrington.
I don't know her.
She's like, yeah, absolutely. I know her. She's on 28th and Lex.
She lives on Dollar
Pahrump.
Street.
Dollar
A
Street.
dollar? Oh, yeah, near
Ballin'.
Money. It's near Money Street.
Is it?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
there's
I
Money
didn't know
Street.
if there's really
It's
a
actually
Money
next
yeah,
to Nickel
which is
Street.
right off Mans and Gamebird. Well,
Yeah.
Gamebird. Well, my property is in Mans and Gamebird, which is the first 2 exits.
Anyway, you can take her out to dinner. You can learn more about
Yeah.
that later.
Yeah.
But
That's
anyway,
why I
Wayne,
bury all my exes.
I appreciate
All
you.
that land out
This is
there.
listen. Chase is falling asleep, so we have to basically put this one to rest.
Wake up, Chase!
But anyway, Wayne, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you
Hopefully,
both.
people learn some stuff. Stay out of trouble.
Thank you, Wayne.
I am. I'm doing good.
You can always call 999-1111, which is the problem solver when you have
Yeah,
a problem.
when you get in trouble.
I don't want you to have any problems, though.
Fuck, my attorneys are all like, hey, if you have anything, just listen. You got a lot of talent. Like, just stay cool. Just call us if you're having an issue with anything.
So
And-
for anybody that has a problem, I'll talk to anybody any time of the day. 702-999-1111.
Cool.
And Wayne, I appreciate you coming on the show. Vegas famous concierge. Dr. G,
Yay.
thanks so much for joining us as well as a co-host today.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
We'll see you next week on the Problem Solver. Be careful and stay safe.